Southern City.
Sun City streaming local news starts now.
In this week's news, we look back at ANZAC Day in our region. Calls for more to be done to enhance the Riverfront Powerhouse Precinct. And SRS continues to build award-winning residential accommodation in Mildura. Welcome to Sun City Local News. I'm Caitlyn Morgan. It's great to be with you. ANZAC Day 2026 was commemorated across Sunraysia, with dawn and memorial services and traditional marches which were attended by large crowds. John Dooley reports.
ANZAC Day 2026 was commemorated at dawn services in Mildura and across the region. At 8:30am sharp, the RSL service at the RAAF War Graves at Nichols Point Lawn Cemetery commenced. It is always a beautifully solemn occasion witnessed by a large attendance of the community and students from local schools, including St Joseph's College.
Let us honour the 59 men of 2OTU Mildura who do not return home. May their sacrifice never be forgotten, and may their example inspire us always to value peace, to defend what is right, and to care for one another as Australians.
I have family members that have actually served, so it's really respectful to come and show my support, but not only represent my school but represent my family as well.
I think it's good to respect the people that sacrificed their life for the country that we are on today. I don't have any family that served in the war, but I think everyone should take a moment to respect and remember the ones that have passed away.
I think it means to commemorate the fallen soldiers and the heroes that live here in Mildura. It's a very local kind of thing, and I really just think it's about honouring and a lot of respect, really.
To me, I don't really think it's about grievance. For me here, it's about remembering, like Riley said before.
I feel being here today is a day to remember those who fell for us in the war and who fought for us with their lives on the line.
The traditional ANZAC Day march along Deakin Avenue got underway at 11am, making its way to the Henderson Park Cenotaph for the 11:30am memorial service. Whilst the service has thinned in ranks over the years, the numbers are bolstered by returned service personnel's relatives who proudly wear their gallant relatives' medals.
To see so many people at the dawn service, and I know we say it gets bigger every year, but it really does, and that means that the responsibility of our generation passing on the stories of why it's so important to commemorate ANZAC Day is resonating, and it's getting through. I mean, look around, it's a beautiful day. There are thousands of people filling Henderson Park. And I think we're getting a bit of that patriotism and that pride in being Australian back again. And I think that's a really big part, at least for me, for what Anzac Day means.
It's, how our nation was forged. We learned that at school about Gallipoli and that First World War. And, before then we were, a series of colonies that didn't necessarily have a national identity yet. And it was in war, that we had that baptism of fire as a very young nation. Obviously old nation where we consider our Indigenous ancestors or forebears, but certainly for modern Australia, it was an incredibly poignant time, and obviously it's only right and makes so much sense to continue celebrating it, and it only gets stronger.
It is so hard to express how meaningful this day is, and to see people from everywhere just come out of the woodwork and come together to honour and respect those who have given their lives for us. It is incredibly meaningful. Every time I'm at the War Memorial in Canberra, it moves to tears, and to have our communities across Mallee come together, and the crowds that have come is just amazing.
The task of organising the Mildura RSL's Anzac Day March and Memorial Service falls to Sub-Branch Manager of Veteran Services, Paul Mensch.
What it means to this country is phenomenal. The turnout that you've seen today has shown that, with Henderson Park this morning spilling out onto the nature strip, onto the medium strip of Deakin Avenue, but also all around the district, different dawn services and marches have been patronised perfectly. Our committee has worked hard. I think 23 schools and kindergartens, childcare centres that they've visited in the last week and a half to tell the story of what Anzac Day really means. And it's showing in just in the education and the turnout that we're seeing.
We're having a great day here in the sunshine in Mildura, looking at a service that is well responded, well frequented, and looks like they've had fun and they've learnt something, and it's good to see all the young ones here today.
Anzac Day is remembering all the Anzacs, but very proud to stand by my dad and know his story growing up, and also just being part of the Navy piece with him that I will then pass on to my children to keep it going through the family.
Redcliff's also held its March and Memorial Service.
Let me paint a picture for you. Vietnam War, 1971.
Following the march in Merbeen, the memorial service was held at the Kenny Park Rotunda.
All the families and friends and the ones that sacrificed their lives, and all the community come together each year for it.
And of course, Anzac Day wouldn't be complete without the traditional two-up games. Sun City visited Club Merbeen to see some of the punters in action.
You got to You all right? And he's gone,
As we close our coverage of Anzac Day 2026, footage taken at the Merbeen Cemetery captures the poignant display of 200 Australian flags erected by members of the Merbeen RSL in honour of the fallen resting in their graves.
In last week's news, we brought you the story of former ADF member Kevin Wager and his plan to walk 100 kilometres to the Werribee Cenotaph for the Anzac Day dawn service. Sun City News spoke to Kevin this week to see how it all played out.
For former ADF serviceman Kevin Wager, Anzac Day 2026 had a special significance. Kevin had set himself a challenge to walk from the Redcliffe Cenotaph, where his grandfather's name is honoured, to the Werribee Cenotaph via car warp, a distance just shy of 100 kilometres. Sun City News caught up with Kevin earlier this week to see how his gutsy endeavour played out.
I departed at 5 or 5:30 on the Thursday. Things actually went to plan, as expected, for most of the trip. There was an overnight stay for 5-6 hours just north of Carwell, which meant that approximately a 16-kilometre day on the first day. That was followed up by the big day, which was the Friday. Resulted or meant that there was a 4 a.m. departure from the camp, and just one foot in front of the other after that for about the next 18 hours, I believe. The last 10 kilometres, not great. No, can't put it any other way. It was a result of some pretty poor preparation. The last 12 weeks prior to this event, I was unable to train correctly. I've got an upcoming 3-level spinal fusion about to take place. So obviously every time I went to train for that, it set off a lot of symptoms. Didn't feel great. That last kilometre or several kilometres, I was about 1.3 kilometres short of Werribee itself, and leading senior constable McBain came and got me. The Anzac Day means emotionally it sort of came through with the march. You know, everyone else was there. There was obviously people there of the morning, but you know, to see everyone from the Warramul community really get out there and support it. Pop, I guess, was a serviceman, raided Tobruk, World War II. My father was also one, and I spent a period of time in the army also, so it started to mean a lot after a while.
Sun City News salutes you, Kevin, and all of the 103,000 Australian servicemen and women who paid the ultimate sacrifice and whom we honour on ANZAC Day each year. John Dooley, Sun City News.
That was certainly quite a feat. Well done, Kevin. When we return, is the powerhouse in need of a spark? And there was speedway action aplenty at Olympic Park over the weekend.
Sun City Streaming thanks our wonderful sponsors for their generous support for our community YouTube channel and Sun City Local News. Tasco Inland Petroleum, Ray White Mildura, Chemist Warehouse Mildura, and Fisher Developments.
You know, when you're selling your home, most people focus on price, but the method of sale, that's the ingredient too many overlook. And just like every dish needs a different recipe, every property needs the right approach. Auctions create energy and competition, driving urgency and strong outcomes in the right market. Private sales offer flexibility and control, ideal for certain homes or when more time is needed. And fixed date sales, they build momentum with a clear deadline, giving buyers structure and motivation to act. Each method serves a purpose. In the end, it's the right method that brings it all together.
Discover Black Milk Specialty Coffee, Mildura's first true coffee institution, pouring premium 5 Senses coffee on our Synesso MVP machine, paired with fresh creative breakfast, brunch and lunch. Black Milk Specialty Coffee, 51 Deakin Avenue, Mildura.
Join us every Thursday night for the Footy Super Show. I'm Will Callow, your host, and my co-host,
Sam Kerridge.
Get amongst it. Come and listen to us talk all things local football, netball, and we might even have a few brag sessions about how good I was and how good you still are, Sam.
Or how good I used to be. Certainly watched up now, but no, very excited. Looking forward to providing you guys with everything SFNL football, netball, and hopefully taking a few laughs and taking the mickey out of a few people along the way.
This is Sun City Local News with Caitlyn Morgan.
Welcome back to Sun City News. Members of the Chaffey Trail Reference Group are calling on Council to revisit the Powerhouse Precinct development on the Mildura Riverfront to add some enhancements to the visitor experience. John Dooley reports.
The Chaffey Trail Reference Group has been involved in the planning and development of the Mildura Riverfront redevelopment project since its inception. In particular, the group has offered to assist in developing signage to be displayed around the redeveloped Powerhouse building so that visitors can view its history at their leisure. The group's chairman, former Mildura Rural City Councillor Mark Eckel, together with other group members, has expressed his disappointment that this hasn't occurred. Sun City News spoke with Mr Eckel, who said visitors want to see something different and that some of the memorabilia associated with the Powerhouse should be on display.
And we have so many return visitors to Mildura that they want to see something different each time they get here. Now, we have a wonderful riverfront which has progressed over time. However, I think it's stalled a little bit in recent times after the Powerhouse has been built. And I think the Powerhouse is such a wonderful location and is drawing a lot of people for crowds, for events. And I think there's an opportunity there now to make more of it. Have a storyline on the wall over there telling us about the history of this magnificent structure, because of course there are still turbines available and ready to erect in there at the appropriate time that were in there originally.
Another disappointing aspect of the Powerhouse redevelopment is the apparent non-development of what was heralded as an AI-generated visual touchscreen that would tell the story of the Powerhouse, and Mr Eccles said he would like to see a further development of the precinct.
What I'd like to see in the Powerhouse precinct is the redevelopment of the precinct itself from a Powerhouse perspective, particularly bringing the artefacts and the engines back to this premises, and possibly putting them around it or inside it. It doesn't matter, as long as it shows the history and the development from an engineering perspective. Very, very important. But I think a storyline is more important. So many people have come to me and said, where is the storyline? Well, there is a post here, but pretty hard to find. And what I'd like to see is a more detailed presentation on the wall itself of the Powerhouse. Looking at stage 3 of the Riverfront development, where we have the Visitor Information Centre and a cultural centre, I think rather than wait for all those years to happen, that now is the prime opportunity to bring a satellite information centre down here to the riverfront, because this is where people gather, and then they can do their booking of their tours and have a coffee and enjoy the precinct and before they return home.
Mr Eccles said that the establishment of a Mildura museum could easily be undertaken in the precinct.
It's very easy to create a Mildura museum here as well, because you have the art gallery next door, you have the artefacts that could be included within this wonderful establishment, and of course we have major events down here as well.
Situated on the riverfront across the road from the Powerhouse is the Chaffey engine, which provided the lifeblood for the irrigation district, water.
Well, standing here in the precinct of the Powerhouse, just across the road, you have the Chaffey engine, which was brought here in 1889, and it was brought on a barge as well as a train to get it here. So very historic nature of this particular engine.
John Dooley, Sun City News.
Isn't our riverfront just a beautiful place? Sunraysia Residential Services and Garraway Developments continue to build award-winning residential accommodation in Mildura, and this week Sun City visited some of their new facilities.
A Sunraysia Residential Services Specialist Disability Accommodation project delivered in partnership with Garraway Developments has been named a national finalist at the 2026 HIA Australian Housing Awards, placing Mildura on the national stage for inclusive housing design. Mildura's Garraway Developments was one of just 9 national finalists recognised in the specialised housing category for its delivery of 2 custom-built SDA homes in central Mildura. The project involved the demolition of 2 ageing houses adjacent to Aldi on 15th Street and their replacement with 2 purpose-built units constructed to SDA Robust Design Category standard. Sun City spoke to SRS CEO Marion Lumen and Garraway Developments Director Ben Garraway at one of the homes in the complex.
Well, Ben, how long did we start building together now?
It was Karata.
Yes.
Probably 4 years ago.
Yeah, that would be about right. I was going to say 5.
But yeah,
4 sounds good.
Could be now.
Yeah, it could be now. And in regards to this one, this has been really exciting because it's the first one we got to nationals.
Yeah.
So you went off to the finals?
Yes. Yep. We went up to the Gold Coast for the Australian finals. It was the 4th time we won a Victorian award. Mm-hmm. So we won a Victorian award for every project we've completed to date. No pressure on the new one down the road. Each one we've ever completed has been done to a certain level of the SDA requirement. So initially it was Liberal Housing and the Platinum level, and Karata was the first house in Sunraysia, I believe, to the Platinum level Liberal Housing. This particular one we're in today was completed to the Robust level, and down the road is Improved Living. There is a lot more assistive technology in the new project that's getting done, but again, this one was completed to Robust. So we had linings behind the walls to strengthen them for damage. Just things like solid core doors instead of semi-core doors. Why I love working with SRS, we didn't just buy plain solid core doors and paint them white. We actually used entrance solid core doors and made a feature out of them. And I think that's the difference between the photos we see of projects completed versus what SRS does, which is, rightio, we have to comply with this requirement. What can we do to make it look the best as well?
So I think it's really important that we actually build what we would live in, and I don't think anyone with a disability should live in anything less. While the SDA standards stipulate a lot of the requirements that we do have to put into properties so they can be as independent as possible, there's a way of building that they actually blend in, they don't stick out. And we've been really, really onto that. I mean, we were the first to design the basins the way they're done in bathrooms. Everyone has copied that, which is great. It's about just exposing what can be done for people with disabilities. And Ben has been fantastic working with us on that. He went ahead and he learnt all about SDA and had a crash course in that. And that's really important because a lot of builders, they actually build, but they don't understand why they're doing it or what it's about. And you really have to walk in a person's shoes to understand why we're doing some of the things we're doing.
SRS continues to build outstanding residential accommodation in Mildura in partnership with award-winning Garraway Developments, with more projects on the way. John Dooley, Sun City News.
The qualifying meeting for the 2026 Australian Speedway Sidecar Championship was held last Friday and Saturday nights at the Mildura Olympic Park Speedway. And Sun City News was there to see all the action.
It was a thrilling program of sidecar racing at Mildura's Olympic Park Speedway last weekend, with the qualifying meeting for the 2026 Australian Speedway Sidecar Championship being held on Friday night, with the top teams from that meeting joining the seeded teams in the Saturday night decider, which saw a brilliant and calculated performance from the ultimate victors, Queensland's pairing Tyler Moon and Adam Lovell, who were crowned 2026 Australian Sidecar champions at the meeting. There were some unfortunate accidents during the heats on Saturday night that weren't pretty to watch. We certainly hope those who are injured are making a full recovery. Mildura Motorcycle Club spokesperson Ryan Sedgman said the club was thrilled to be hosting the Australian Speedway Sidecar Championships again and seeing the best teams in the nation going handlebar to handlebar at Olympic Park over the special ANZAC Day weekend. I think that sums it up perfectly. John Dooley, Sun City News.
Wow, those sidecars look exciting to me. Coming up next, my look at the weather this week and what's in store for us ahead.
Sun City Streaming thanks our wonderful sponsors for their generous support for our community YouTube channel and Sun City local news. Tasco Inland Petroleum, Ray White Mildura, Chemist Warehouse Mildura, and Fisher Developments.
You know, when you're selling your home, most people focus on price, but the method of sale, that's the ingredient too many overlook. And just like every dish needs a different recipe, every property needs the right approach. Auctions create energy and competition, driving urgency and strong outcomes in the right market. Private sales offer flexibility and control, ideal for certain homes or when more time is needed. And fixed date sales, they build momentum with a clear deadline, giving buyers structure and motivation to act. Each method serves a purpose. In the end, it's the right method that brings it all together.
Discover Black Milk Specialty Coffee, Mildura's first true coffee institution, pouring premium 5 senses coffee on our Synesso MVP machine, paired with fresh creative breakfast, brunch and lunch. Black Milk Specialty Coffee, 51 Deakin Avenue, Mildura.
Join us every Thursday night for the Footy Super Show. I'm Will Callow, your host, and my co-host,
Sam Kerridge.
Get amongst it. Come and listen to us talk all things local football, netball, and we might even have a few break sessions about how good I was and how good you still are, Sam.
Or how good I used to be. Certainly watched up now, but no, very excited. Looking forward to providing you guys with everything SFNL, football, netball, and hopefully taking a few laughs and taking the mickey out of a few people along the way.
This is Sun City Local News with Caitlyn Morgan.
It's been a particularly mild week in Mildura, with some rather balmy overnight lows of 16 to 18 degrees, together with some cooler 10-degree mornings in the mix. Lovely daytime temperatures range from 26 to a very warm 29 degrees. Looking at the week ahead, overnight temperatures will be below 10 degrees and there is a 50% chance of rain on Saturday. Throughout the week, it will be dry with cooler temperatures between 19 and 21 degrees. Well, I hope you enjoy the week ahead. And we leave you today with some more highlights from ANZAC Day 2026. I'm Caitlyn Morgan. Take care and bye for now.
Sun City.
Sun City Streaming thanks our wonderful sponsors for their generous support for our community YouTube channel and Sun City Local News. Tesco Inland Petroleum, Ray White Mildura, Chemist Warehouse Mildura, and Fisher Developments.